Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 127 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play, set mode, no items, so yeah. And for today's episode, we will be getting into the Narcissa's Haunting side quest, so yeah. Now before we get into today's video, I do want to give some info about this quest because it can get a little bit tricky for new or repeat players, but if you are somebody that doesn't really care to listen for whatever the reason may be, you can go to the comment section below. I will have a timestamp there so you could skip on ahead to when we get into the quest itself, so yeah. But with that being said and done, let's get on to the info that I want to give to new or repeat players that may get stuck, lost, or confused. So, the first thing that I want to go over is the length of this side quest. This one can get very lengthy. It should not be as long as the Missing Children side quest. I think that one was like 3, almost 4 hours long. This one should be around 2 hours plus, 3 hours maximum, but I honestly don't think we'd really push the 3 hours. We'll see how it goes, but for the most part, it will probably be a couple of hours, so please do keep that in mind. If you are somebody that is busy, or maybe more on the impatient side, I would highly recommend that you just break this into parts and not do it from start to finish. But if you are able to, of course, do it from start to finish, I would recommend it. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I would highly recommend you just break it into parts, depending on your schedule and life events and yada yada yada. You get the point. So the next thing that I want to get into is the chapters. I believe you can actually start this during chapter 12 before you board Nastasia's airship. If I'm wrong on that, ignore me. Sorry about that. But I think you can start this a little bit early. It's just that, similar with the other more lengthy quests, you can't fully complete it until you have beaten chapter 13. That's why I've always recommended that you complete it all the way up to chapter 13, and then you start getting into some of these more lengthy quests, so you don't have to worry about, starting it and then having to pretty much stop and then potentially lose where you left off at. So yeah, but if you are somebody that did that already and you're lost on where you needed to go next, you can always just skip on through this video and hopefully it'll refresh your memory and then you'll know where to go. But of course, with this episode, we will start from the very beginning all the way to the end. Oh wait, I think I forgot to bring it up earlier as well. This video will likely be broken down into 2 parts just because of how lengthy the quest is, so please do keep that in mind as well. There will be a part 1 and then right afterwards a part 2. So yeah, I might say screw it and do it all in one episode, but because of it being more on the lengthy side, it's more than likely it'll be 2 parts. But yeah, anyways, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that end. The next thing that I want to get into is the HMs. If you don't really have any of these golden items here from the AP store, I would recommend that you start teaching your Pokemon some HM moves. I believe for the most part, you only need Fly, Rock Climb, Surf potentially as well. And I think that's going to pretty much be it. I might be wrong on that. I think so. I don't quite remember if you need any more. I would say keep in mind that you might need a few more, so... Sorry, I'm just grabbing a pen here to make a note, but... Yeah, do keep that in mind, honestly, so... Yeah. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is the levels. Now, I know some of you might be doing this on story mode or classic mode without a challenge run. That's totally fine. I would highly recommend that you do level up your Pokemon. Of course, again, you don't have to go as crazy as I am. I'm somebody that likes to go overboard with this game, but I would recommend that you have a decent amount of Pokemon all up to level 85. There is going to be a boss battle towards the end that is going to be pretty tricky, honestly, so please do keep that in mind and make sure that you are at the level cap, level 85. So yeah, if you don't want to, I mean, I can't force you, but I would recommend you have level 85s. I don't see why you wouldn't want to, but yeah. And of course, EV training always makes things easier. You don't really have to for this battle, but if you want to, I would highly recommend it. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it on the info and all of that. Just to summarize it, it's a very lengthy side quest. This will probably be broken down into 2 parts. I would recommend level 85s, no less. I would recommend some HMs, and if you need to take a break here and there, I would recommend you do so, because of it being a very lengthy and story-rich one, so yeah. As I've always said before, I really recommend that you do this quest, especially with all the other ones that we will be doing on this Let's Play here. If you don't want to, that's fine. I mean, if you're doing the Renegade route, then yeah, you don't really have to, but if you're doing the Paragon route, I always recommend that you do them, honestly. They're very story-rich, you get a lot of cool items, lore stuff, and with how insanely, you know, crazy and mysterious and yada 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 with all of this game, you know what I mean with all of that. Getting like lore bits here and there with these side quests is very, very fun, and it does give you a lot of info, so yeah. But again, if you don't want to, that's fine. You could do it however you want to go about it, but I always recommend that you do these quests, so yeah. Alrighty, I think with that being said and done, let's get on with today's quest, and I believe I had a voice correct there. So pretty much, you want to go to Golden Leaf Town, of course. You want to go to the gym here, and if you need a refresher on how to go about this gym puzzle here, pretty much just follow what I do. But the main thing that you want to do, and sorry for like the cursor there, I noticed on some of the videos I've had it there, it's kind of odd with OBS, like I have the thing that it shouldn't pop up, but now it does for whatever reason. I'll have to look into that later, but right, anyways, you want to pretty much follow the little post here that has the flame on top of it. So once you kind of like walk past it, that's how you know that you're going in the right direction. So we'll just kind of go on through here pretty slowly. I don't want to go too fast just in case if somebody may be like following along here. So Dustclops should be right there. Drags you into the mirror. We'll go on this way. The little girl will grab you there. We'll go on through here. Up on over there. Right, this way. Down here. And then back on down here. And then through the mirror over here. Pretty much, it's the area where you battled Ren at, pretty much. Oh, it's inactive. That's kind of odd because it shows it on. Weird. Okay. Real quick, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I didn't think you can go in there. But anyways, you want to go through the mirror here. And it'll pretty much take you backstage. So walk on through here. And then it'll show a little cutscene there. You want to walk all the way up to the little poster on the wall. As you can see, it is a Mew. And if it isn't obvious, you want to follow that Mew. So we'll go on ahead and do that. Climb through the mirror. We'll grab the odd key. And then we'll walk into Narcissa's home. And now we pretty much want to leave the home. And then as you can see, the Mew is right there. And pretty much we want to go on ahead and follow it up north to the Lost Castle. I'll just turn up the speed up here. So we'll go into the Lost Castle where the Mew is, and here we are. Now, this can get a little bit tricky. Not really, but it can get a little bit confusing. I will, again, help guide players that may get stuck, lost, or confused. Pretty much, there's going to be these bookshelves that are gold in color. I believe there are 5 total. It's been a while since I've done this quest, so I'm just going off of memory here. There should be 5 total, if I'm not mistaken. You're going to want to read them. As you can see, there is a number right over here. I would recommend that you write, screenshot, or like take a photo of it, however you want to go about it. You will need these numbers, so please keep that in mind. Now, another thing that I want to go over is the bookshelves themselves. I would recommend that you do read them carefully. It does add to some cool lore stuff, so don't skip them unless you want to for whatever the reason may be. Following the fall of Izel, I think is how you say that name. If I'm wrong, then sorry. Griselda made us recreate his creation, but we weren't skilled enough. Failure followed, and so did. And then it kind of just blanks out there. There should be one over here. 7171. Griselda locked us away. We refused to help her fight. She killed one of the kingdom's leaders. The 7 kingdoms are now only 5. She broke the alliance. What have we done? What have we done? So it kind of gets into the story of Griselda a little bit and the fall of her kingdom pretty much. 0044. The day of reckoning is upon us. Griselda has become a menace. Our allies have turned against us. We've gone out of line. Their march rings in our ears. This is the end. This is the end. Then we'll go on through here. 6677. We, the Gavora Kingdom? I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's okay. If I got it wrong, then sorry. Have united with Kasira, Zerva, and Yevon kingdoms to ensure our survival, but Griselda got close with the king of Zygara Kingdom, Ezel. Ezel, known for his proficiency in black magic, will he provide for us. Now, you will see this here. Only when the truth is fully uncovered will the final shackle be destroyed. That's for the badge doors thing, or like event, side quest, whatever you want to call or word it. We won't be doing that now. We'll be doing that on one of the other side quest videos pretty soon. 3645. Griselda's sisters, Spacia and Tempa, have gathered in the court. Griselda has become obsessed with Ezel's inventions. Her sisters pleaded with her, do not become consumed by its power, for soon the power itself will have control. Kingdoms shall fall. Okay, so I guess I was wrong. One of the books is not going to be on a bookshelf. It's going to be on this table here. So I think that's all 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So if we go upstairs, I just want to double check. Right. That's where we need to input the password there. But before I do that, I kind of want to go on a slight spoiler rant. If you don't want to listen, that's fine. Go to the comment section below. So, yeah. Alright, we are in spoiler territory. I'll try not to be too long with this, but I really do want to go over this with you guys, so yeah. I probably could do it on like the badge, like door video whenever I get to that, but that's okay. I kind of want to get into that here since we are here right now. So I think this bookshelf is one of the more interesting ones. Not that the others aren't, because like it kind of like builds up to Griselda's like thirst for power pretty much. And sorry, that's my chair squeaking there, but yeah, for like her thirst for power, being, you know, very interested with like Ezel pretty much, and his, you know, smarts with black magic and all that. So, and like with her like destroying like a kingdom, ruining things, and again just wanting more and more and more and more, which greed has pretty much led to her downfall. But this thing here, we the Gavora Kingdom, however you call that, have united with Kasira, Zerva, and Yevon kingdoms to ensure our survival. So it's a really interesting line here. Kasira, Zerva, Yevon. So Kasira, I assume that's going after, or going on to Kasumi, I think is her name. The one that, whatchamacallit, I think had the castle with, you know, like that Gumi side quest? I think that's her castle. and her kingdom originally. Zerva, I assume Nimra, but Neven, wrong pronunciation. Yevon. Um, that's a really interesting one because if I remember correctly, well, I guess no, it makes sense because with the Great Pokemon War, Nimra, Vitus, they split apart. They had differences on the archetype and power and Pokemon to people and yada yada yada. So I assume he probably just built his own kingdom then at that given time, and then the Great Pokemon War kind of just happened, and then yeah. Now, here's the thing that I don't quite know, honestly. I don't know if this actually fits in with the Great Pokemon War, or if this is something that happened after the Pokemon War. Because I know all of that went down, the dust settled at some given point. But I wonder if there was like a second one that kind of like happened, where, Griselda here was like, ooh, more, more, more. And then went after other kingdoms and yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's all under one Pokemon War, but it might be likely that there might have been a second one, like after the first one, but I don't really know, honestly. I don't know. I just found this kind of like interesting, and I just wanted to like talk about it. I would safely assume it's just under the one Pokemon War, but it's always fun to speculate and think about these kind of things. But it is neat as well. Here, Griselda got close with the king of Zygara Kingdom, Ezel. So Zygara, maybe. See, but that's the interesting thing. Zygara, Ezel, which it sounds like Zygarde, right? You would think that because like Yevon, Yveltal, what was the other one again? Like Zeven or something? Sorry, Zerva, Yevon, Xerneas, Yveltal, Cassira. I wonder what Cassira would be. I mean, I'm trying to think of a legendary with like the letter K. Kiram comes to mind because of like balance and whatnot. Or is it balance? I forgot what Kiram represents, honestly. Um, maybe. Unless I'm forgetting like a major legend that starts with a letter K. The only one I could think of is Kiram. Maybe Kyogre? I don't really know. But like Zerva, Yevon, it kind of like rhymes with that. Well, not really like rhymes, but you can kind of see what I mean. But K.A. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, it's pretty much like a theory that I've always had that I was actually surprisingly right about for the most part. That each of the volunteers represent a legendary Pokemon with helping out with, Varia's, game with rejuvenation, all that to sustain life here pretty much. But anyways, right, going back to, well, Griselda, by the way, Griselda, Giratina. But Zygara, that's the interesting one to me, though, because if I remember correctly, at the very start of the, oh goodness, Karma Files, you kind of learn from Adrest that he didn't make it in time, that there really wasn't a Zygarde, right? But with this, well, sorry, I think he brought, no, I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. Adrest was meant to be the volunteer, that's what Jane said on one of the live streams. But with here, Zygara, it sounds like Zygarde, and I can't think of another legend with the letter Z besides Zygarde, so did one actually make it? And then something happened, and Zygarde was no longer with us? Because like it's like a conflicting thing, because like Jane said that, but the game says another, right? Because like I remember the live stream where he brought it up before, which I think a viewer brought it up as well, that he mentioned that Adrest was meant to be, well, sorry, a volunteer died that was meant to be Zygarde. Varia was trying to rush things to get going. Adrest was forced to be a volunteer, but I believe Jane said something of the sort that it was too late for him to fully become Zygarde, which of course causes the split with good and bad. One or the other can win. But again, I've always had the theory that when he got up and deleted, that's what caused things to go into motion, that you as the player can go down the renegade and actually start, you know, eliminating people. You can shift things from good to bad. With Zygarde in the picture, it was kind of just going back and forth, but now with that out of the picture, with him being deleted, now it starts up who will win, Paragon or Renegade. But Jane, from that one stream, and the viewer, like, you know, telling me that I was or sorry, not telling me, but no, yeah, he was telling me that that's kind of like what Jane was saying as well. Unless I might have misheard him, but like, I don't know. It's just something that I think about, because it's like he said that, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to go back to that stream, honestly. I think Zumi uploaded like the VOD to our channel or something like that. I'd have to re-listen to that, but I don't know. It's just something interesting to think about, because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll leave it at that, though, honestly. I don't want to get super into it, but yeah, I think we'll leave the spoiler rant there. Just something that I wanted to talk about with the kingdoms and all of that. So I'm trying to think if there's... No, I think that's pretty much it. Alright, sorry for the pause there. We're at a spoiler territory now. And we'll get on over here. Wrong room. I do apologize for being a little bit lengthy with that. I just wanted to go over that and talk about it. But whenever we get into the door badge quest and all of that, I'll probably go more into it. But yeah, passage, provide the correct book code. The Day of Reckoning was 80... Nope, sorry. No, 0044, sorry. That is correct. Zygarde Kingdom. Sorry, the alliance with the Zygarde Kingdom. That would be 6677. That is correct. Powers control. Kingdom shall fall. That is 3645. That is correct. Failure followed, and so did. That will be 9043. That is correct. 7 kingdoms, now 5. The Broken Alliance. That is going to be 7171. Also, I think that's a little like interesting thing with like the numbers, because if you think about it, there was originally 7, and if you see the 2 1s there, 7 minus 2, 5. It's kind of a cool little like thing there. That is correct. Everything is correct. You have earned the right of passage, but the trials do not end here. One final test awaits you. So we'll go on through here. Oh, right. There's gonna be... Right, this whole thing. I think we should be okay, though. Hopefully. Okay, so we'll go through these battles here. Golurk, level 48. We'll just go for Blaze Kick here. Sableye, Blaze Kick. As long as you have like a good level team, you should be fine, honestly. Wrong move. I did not mean to do that, but that's okay. Blaze Kick. Rocoria will just stay in. Decidueye. That kind of sucked, but it happens. Blaze Kick again. This should be the final one, by the way. Swoobat will stay in. I didn't mean to do that. Get rid of you. Ninja. For a moment. Going to you. Air Slash. Do that again. Haunter. Miss Magius. Nice. Alrighty. So I'll save here. And we'll just kind of go on ahead here. Mew. So pretty much you're just going to want to mess around with the bubble here. This bubble is surging with energy. It looks like something is trying to escape. Do you want to burst the bubble? For a moment. Guess we'll give that another try. The bubble is almost about to burst. Just one more hit. Wait, Alon, don't. Alon, what have you done? For you to come this far, how did you even get through the doors? No, this isn't the time. Please get ready. That was a nice sleep. Reborn yet again, I have been. Dew Fox is my name. And may I say that it was so much easier to free myself than I thought it would be. Flaunting a rare species of Pokemon as bait was an ingenious plan. Why so silent, Narcissa? I thought you'd be happy to see me. How long has it been since our last encounter? 20, 30, 40 years? Yes, something along those lines, yes. Alon, I'm gonna need you to help me destroy this abomination. I don't know if we can do it, but we can't let him leave this tower. Destroy me? Weren't you at your strongest when you had your old Chandelure? Yes, that's right. The Chandelure that, incidentally, I took down myself. It doesn't matter if I don't have my old Chandelure. My new Pokemon are perfectly capable of defeating you. Perhaps with help, it is possible, especially in my current state. Then I've decided that I shall take my leave, but we shall see each other again very soon, I'm sure. Stop. I know you can't be held completely accountable for this. However, what's done is done, and since you're a part of the cause, we're going to have to work together. Long ago, soon after the calamity fell upon this region, Dew Fox appeared in what was known as Golden Leaf Village. He ravaged through everything. My Chandelure and I were able to stop him, but my Chandelure was terminally injured. I buried it at Emma's cave where I first found it. Even though I could stop him, I wasn't strong enough to completely destroy him. So I trapped Dew Fox in a bubble of energy on the top floor of this abandoned tower, and created the trial you've gone through to keep out anyone from trying to enter. Truth be told, this event was inevitable. That bubble I created couldn't hold him back forever. It was only a matter of time before Dew Fox becomes strong enough to escape, but until I found and destroyed him, finally, I cannot stay put in. I feel like I read that wrong. But until I found and destroyed him, finally, I cannot stay put in Golden Leaf Town. As a result, I hereby temporarily resign until this mission is complete. Please be careful, Alon. I hope things will be able to be... I cannot read today. I hope things will be able to be resolved quickly. Good luck. Sounds like a plan then. So we'll go on over here. And I believe we just go on to her home, if I'm not mistaken. Again, it's been a minute since I've done this quest, so please bear with me. I don't think it's actually her home. Where was it again? Oh, right. If I'm not mistaken... Right, that's the thing that gets like really tricky with this quest for players. I believe you want to go to West Garden City. I think? Do you pretty much start... Let me see. Yes, okay. So, pretty much, you want to go to West Giran. And again, I wish it was something that the quest helped guide you a little bit more, because like it's like I brought up at the beginning, like you can get lost really easily. So yeah, pretty much go back to West Giran City. Now you can start up generator problems. If you remember, if you did watch the last not last episode, but the episode going over the West Giran Help Center request, I talked about the generator problems cannot be started until way later within the story. Now's the time that we are going to be getting into that, so yeah. Generator problems. I am in dire need of a competent trainer to take care of a recent phenomenon that can mean the end of West Giran if not taken care of. Not much I could say besides that, except, and I shall give more details. So we'll go on ahead and do that. I'll be waiting outside the power plant. Please do not take too long. And pretty much we want to go to the power plant. Are you the one who answered my help center request? I guess again, nerd. I'm here to help. Really? Glad to hear you say that. Let's see, where do I begin? I suppose I should start here. What's going on here? I don't know. The levels of electricity keep rising at a dangerously unstable rate. I can't seem to find the cause of this phenomenon. The Raichu can't take much more of this. What are we going to do? What do you mean, what we are going to do? The solution is actually quite simple. What would that simple solution be? We shut off the generator until further notice. That's your simple solution? Shutting down the power grid of an entire city? Chief, I think it's time we send this one back to boot camp. Nonsense. I believe the idea to be a swell one considering our circumstance. If the generator reaches a level 2 unstable, then we're looking at a dire consequence. Precisely. If the electricity levels reach the red margin, West Giran will become a city of perpetual darkness. So our best bet would be to shut it off temporarily and work up from there. Very well, let's shut it off. Shut off? Why would one shut off the vessel where the legendary Dewfox sleeps? Is this how you treat your company? Levels are back to normal. Is that thing causing these problems? Huh. I bet you think your problems are settled. An electrical implosion is just what I need to finally be restored. So be a doll and leave me to my sleep. Bro moment. So as you can see, we're in a little bit of a pickle here. I managed to escape, but my colleagues weren't so lucky. We're going to need you to take care of this. If not, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. I'll meet you inside. So we'll go on ahead inside here. For a moment. Get these things off of me. Oh dear. For a moment. Looks like they want to cause more trouble, but I won't let them. Why are you surrounding me? Those nasty pranksters. If they catch us, they'll send us back out of the power plant. If we travel together, it will give them an easier time to catch us. You go on ahead and I'll wait outside until things clear up. Sounds like a plan. Real quick, do you say anything? Alright. They don't pay me enough to do this job. That's with most jobs nowadays. Definitely don't get paid enough. But anyways, alright, the Garbodor. Nice. Alright. So pretty much you just don't want to get caught by these guys. I forgot. I think you go down here. And I'll just wait for you to do that. Oh, I guess he doesn't see from that distance. Should be that one there, and I think we're good. Yes. Do my blurry eyes deceive me? Is that them? Yes, yes, what are you doing here? What's the point in following me? Leave now, or a terrible fate shall befall you. Can it, weenie? I'll just leave then. Can it, weenie? Hold on. Am I being insulted? I think I'm being insulted. I am not a weenie. Alon, stop shouting hurtful statements. But fine, I've warned you. Now you'll pay. Listen here, demon. You need to leave this place immediately. Your body's generating too much electricity. If this continues, this place will explode. Perhaps that may be, but I care not. All I need is to regenerate the energy I've lost after all these years. Wait, where are my colleagues? You mean the other people here? I'm very sorry. I just couldn't help myself. They were too tasty. Tasty? I drained their life energy and left them for dead. They should be feeling really lethargic somewhere in this factory, and you two will share the same fate. You're gonna have to fight this thing alone. If not, Weskiran? No, the entire region will be without power. You fools, don't even think about it. Oh, hey Narcissa. Great timing. I can't allow this to continue. Just what do you think you're doing? You have no idea what this thing is capable of. I'm sorry. Who is this now? Narcissa, you just don't know when to give up. The same could be said about you too, you horrible creature. Everyone stand back. Let me take care of this. Chandelure, let's go. What's wrong, Fox? Can't keep up? I'm still far too weak. I cannot continue like this. You've made the mistake of underestimating me. I've been training all these years. I've become the trainer I've always dreamed of becoming. Now that I'm at my prime, I can destroy you once and for all. Prime. I see. If that's the case, then I'll just have to bring you back to your Nova self. What? Time for an old switcheroo. What the? This suits you more. We must part ways now, but we'll meet again. That I am sure of. I'm sorry, but I'm very confused. Not any more confused than me, pal. Where am I? I was just having a nice bowl of pumpkin soup and all of a sudden, I'm here. What's your name? It's Narcissa. I'm from Goldenleaf Town. Narcissa? How is that possible? Wait, perhaps what that being said can be applied here. Could it be that you're Narcissa from a previous time? You mean I traveled across time? That's not possible. It can't be possible. That's the only explanation? Tell me, do you recognize that chandelure? I can't say I do. I have a chandelure, just like this one though. My chandelure's flames are much brighter though. Oh, poor thing. I think you hurt its feelings. Poor thing. I don't care if I hurt its feelings. What's going to happen to me? I can't be in another time. That's insane. I need time. Time to think for myself. This is all taking a unique turn, but you did send that demon packing, which was a deal. I have a feeling that thing will be back, so if I get any news on its location, I'll send you a note. Keep an eye on Narcissa, would you? I'm sure she's very confused right now. Good luck, and I hope things go well with all of this. Generator problems, help center request completed. This is the future. This can't be. Everything's so dark and gloomy. Now, keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, I would safely assume this is before the calamity happened. Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? What am I supposed to do now? This is all of your fault. Or, well, actually, no. No, after calamity, I think. Right? I think so. I don't know, honestly. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I have to find the Goldenleaf Town. Sorry, not find the town. But anyways, we'll go on over here. Wrong place. We'll go on over here. And I believe don't you get a turtwig egg? Yes, you do. Which Right, I think... Yeah, let me redo that real quick, because I'm going for like a shiny of every single starter, so yeah. Alright, sorry for the pause there. But yeah, if you want to get your prize for that, that's fine. I'm gonna redo that, the reroll for a shiny. Anyways, we want to go back to... Right, Golden Leaf Town. So we're gonna go on ahead and fly back here. And you want to go back... Sorry, and you want to go back to the home. I feel like I pronounced that wrong. You're the one from the factory. Don't worry, I'm not gonna run off again. I've calmed down quite a bit, more or less. I managed to get myself to Golden Leaf, but this place, it's not Golden Leaf Town. It's better than Golden Leaf Town. The one I'm familiar with is just an empty lot with a few houses. This place looks so developed. I guess I really am in the future, which means no one here knows who I am. I'm just a regular trainer wandering around. The sign says my house is just up ahead. I'm excited to see where this goes. So we'll go on and follow her into here. Wow, I've done pretty well for myself, haven't I? I mean, that's to be expected. I'm a star after all. A star that will always shine brightest, never fading, never waning. I wonder how grandiose my room is. I bet it's quite exquisite. You're welcome to come along too. I bet you're just dying to see what my room looks like. Sounds like a plan. So we'll go on ahead and follow her up here. My door has a pin lock on it. How elaborate and wonderful. It's a metaphor. I just know it. For a closed heart, my heart is in this room somewhere. I think I read that wrong. If I did, sorry. Hopefully I have the pin to this door somewhere in my heart too. I bet I know the code. It's a code I basically use for everything. I have no clue as to why, but it's a number that's stuck with me for a very long time. Let's punch in the numbers in. 3984. That's it. That should do it. Delightful. I knew that would work. I really should tell myself to pick other combinations. Yes, this would definitely be a room I would own. Good to know that I still have a delightful taste in furniture and appliances, but also, there's gotta be something spicy about me somewhere here. I wonder if there's anything interesting about me here. Don't worry, you can go through my things. Technically, I am giving you permission to do so. Not sure if the older me would appreciate it, but she can't get mad at herself, so ha. So, pretty much, you just go to the book here. I guess the one room's over there. But hold up, isn't... Interesting. I'm not smart with like game developing, but I assume there's like a reason for that. But anyways, the book here. It's an old journal with a photograph on top of it. Take a look. Now, the photo here, very, very interesting. Because you know what I realize? It's actually the old gym in the photo. Yeah, interesting. But anyways, you have, of course, Narcissa there. Now here's the interesting thing. You have Indred right there. And then the adoptive son from Indred, Gregory. Now, I don't think I really need to do a spoiler rant here, but Narcissa, you know, Indred Vitus, pretty cool, but Gregory being Gira. So, yeah, very interesting to look at here. Huh, what's that? Is that a photograph? How marvelous. Shall I take a look at it? That woman with the purple hair must be me. I'm absolutely beautiful. Oh, look, there's writing on the back of the image. The Wispy Tower family. The Wispy Tower family. My, I must say, this photograph is quite interesting. I would like to know more about it. What a dream this all is, but I suppose I'm not supposed to know all of this yet, and I'm not supposed to be here. I love the new Golden Leaf town, but I need to go back home too. My people need a leader, and if I'm not there, who will lead them? Alon, your name is Alon, correct? Would you please accompany me to Faisal Cave? That is where I first woke after the calamity. Okay, so she's been through the calamity then. Okay. Perhaps we can find something there. Okay. Now this is where you will need a Pokemon with Dark Pulse. Now I will show that really quickly. All you have to do is go to, let's just say, Alamissa Urban, and if you capture one of the Amandabas that's flying around, you will pretty much get a Pokemon with Dark Pulse. I'll just show mine wherever it's at. Here we go. So this was from the desert, as you can see, and it has Dark Pulse. Just capture one there, and you should be good to go. I don't think I really need to demonstrate it, but I mean, I guess I could if I can. Oh, maybe it's a different area where you get it. Here we go. It's one of these guys. I'll just show it just so you could like see. I'll just throw an Ultra Ball. I don't really want to attack it, but oh well, we do have this guy here. Should be fine. Yeah, I don't need to show it anymore. As you can see, it has Dark Pulse, so yeah. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. But once you capture one of those, and if you do already have one, then you don't have to do that, but it's for players that may not have a Pokemon with Dark Pulse. But anyways, I guess I could just heal real quick. Yeah, we could do that. Go in through here. And we're going to want to go to Route 3 to Faisal Cave. Now, I would recommend a Pokemon with Flash. If you don't have one, that's fine. You could just follow where I go and you should be okay. I think you get Flash in the Chrysalia Hotel, however you pronounce that name. I think so, question mark? I don't quite remember though. But I think it's in the like the game area where you could buy with your golden coins or whatever. So yeah. Real quick. Sure, I'll just use this guy real quick. I'm pretty sure you get Flash. And I kind of hope I do have it. At least I think I do. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'll just get rid of Screech. Again, you can travel down here without having Flash, but I guess like if you already have it on your Pokemon, it automatically activates. That's pretty convenient. But again, you don't really have to, but it just makes life easier. So I recommend you do it. So there should be, I think, yeah, right here. You go up there, down here. Now, as you can see, she's right here. This is weird. This is the place I was found, but it's very difficult, or very different, sorry. I remember this place being a very dark, like a dark crystal cavern. I wonder if there's any way to change this cave into a dark crystal cavern. So that's pretty much where Dark Pulse comes into play. So we'll go on ahead and switch you right there. Go to the Cyber Nav. We'll just do 1000. Run around. And then we'll go on ahead. Oh, wrong move. Sorry about that. Voice crack there. Wrong move as well. Third time's the charm. And as you can see, with Dark Pulse, you activate it into the Dark Cavern. This is the place, this is exactly it. It was dark and cold. It feels like nothing's changed since that day. It's further up here now. Let's see here. The music choice is really interesting. I thought this place was the same, but there is indeed something different after all. My stuff is gone, but I suppose the older me did it. And in turn, there's nothing to be done here. Alon, before the calamity, I can't remember any of it. That's a common trait people had back then, a result of trauma perhaps. That being said, mine felt different than the others. A lot of people who do eventually remember do so without complications. Me, however, I suffer from headaches whenever I try to dabble in that sort of thing. Now, again, it's kind of an interesting thing how she brings it up that for some reason some people don't really remember it. Again, it's really interesting little lines here that you wouldn't be able to see unless you played through some of these quests. Whenever I try to dabble in that sort of thing. Now I know that's a random thing to bring up, but I do think there is some level of meaning to that, because that means there's like, how do you forget something that traumatic, for an example? So there has to be something in play with all of that to why you don't really remember it. So just something I wanted to bring up there. I've seen doctors and specialists about this condition, but no one can diagnose me with anything. So why me? Why am I the only one experiencing this? How troublesome. Alon, do forgive me, but I wish to stay here in the meantime, but I have a request. Please find my older self wherever she may be. Perhaps she's already remembered everything. If you happen to come across her, please make your way back here. Please find my older self. I believe she has the missing piece to this puzzle. Together we could find a way to send me back home, I'm sure of it. And then we can grab the ability capsule there. And I think that's pretty much it on that. Now again, it kind of again leaves you in the dark with where to go next and how to find Narcissa. Of course, I will show you where she's at, but similar to earlier, like I again mentioned sometime again earlier within the video, this quest can definitely leave you in the dark. Okay, so we'll get on. There should be a thing over here, right? Right, here we go. We can get on out of here, and you want to go all the way to Route 9 if I'm not mistaken. So we'll grab our wings here, go to Route 9, and you want to go down here to this area over here if I'm not mistaken. She will be here? Yes. Hey Narcissa. Alon, does that mean finally I'm back? Voice crack there, sorry. Where on earth are we? I don't recognize this place. This is such a bother. Route 9, what happened to you? So, you can go about it however you want to. I kind of want to go through both dialogues. What happened to you? That demon sent me to a filthy looking mansion. All the doors were locked, and I didn't have my darling Chandelure to help me escape. Alon, might I ask, do you happen to have my darling Shandy? That surprise attack from Dewfox separated us. I'm worried sick. I see, so it ran off after I was sent to whoever knows where. This has all become more of an ordeal than I've anticipated, but it can't be helped. I must find my Chandelure and then continue my quest. There's one place my Chandelure would go to if it were to be scared. Cliffside Grave, a hidden grave that can be gotten to through Amos Cave if you know the way. Oh, it looks like you've already been there once before. In that case, would you like to travel there together? Now, if I'm not mistaken, if you say if you say Route 9, she'll be like, Route 9, like that's so far away, and then she'll kind of go into the whole Chandelure bit, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess we'll just go with this one, because it gives a little bit more detail about being sent to a manor, which is kind of interesting. Yes. Then let's be on our way. We have a long way to go. But both of them don't add or subtract points. Just a heads up. Chandelure? Shandy, please come back. Mama is here for you. I've been calling and calling, but it won't respond to me. Is it really not here? I always tell it to come back here if we ever get separated. Alon, at the Lost Tower, I told you that I lost my old Chandelure to this beast. She's buried here at this old graveyard, a grave that exists here long before the calamity. On the anniversary of my old Chandelure's death, I visit her grave here. The Chandelure I have now was a gift from my husband, Cyrus. What am I going to do now? Where do I go from here? You want me to go to Faisal Cave? Why would you want me to go there? So, if I have this right, you're saying that I was actually sent back in time, and as a replacement, a younger version of myself, was brought here. I like to laugh, but after what happened to me, I can't exactly say that's inconceivable. If that being is powerful enough to pull something off like that, then... And I suppose that is where my other self is, Faisal Cave. That would make sense after all. Fair enough, I shall make my way there immediately. Shall we go together? Yes. Now, what's really cool, if you did do the little Chandelure quest a long while ago, the one where you... how do I want to describe it? Where you help out the Zen Grunt with activating the panels, you see the Madame X armor, you battle, I believe like the ghost of your mother, and then whatchamacallit, you get to the end and it's actually the Chandelure rift that's causing all of this. If I had to guess, I think that Chandelure might be the old one, which is kind of cool to see, honestly. But anyways, we'll head on down here. I never would imagine that it would be difficult to find words to say to myself. How do I introduce yourself to, well, yourself? It's a challenge, however, you may find it easy to find conversation with someone who is exactly like you. I have so many questions to ask you. You're going to ask me if I remember our childhood. If that's truly what you wish to know, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Do you still try to remember? Do you get headaches still? I don't get anything. There's nothing within my memory banks. I see. In that case, I guess it's better if I just don't even try. Listen, Narcy... may I call you Narcy? Narcy, that is fine, but it's not worth thinking about. A little troublemaker named me that a while ago. In fact, Alon was there when she did. Now Narcy... Right, Mosley is who she's referring to, by the way. Now Narcy, the one who puts us in this situation, is a being known as Dufox. I fought him when we were younger, precisely when I was your age. I defeated him, but not at the cost of our Chandelure. Sorry, at the cost of our Chandelure. My Chandelure, I couldn't even fathom. It was the reality? No, it is the reality. I don't know what happened during his imprisonment, but he seems far stronger. If we have any chance of defeating him, it may take all three of us. I understand. In that case, we should... reunion for the ages. It warms my dear old heart. Yes, it does. How are my lovely little ones doing on this fine day? It's him. I suppose you're done with the formalities? Good, we shall settle this immediately. You're not having fun? You can leave if you're not having any fun. This isn't a game, you monster. Return me back to my time at once. I'm afraid I cannot do that, at least not yet. There's still so much for me to accomplish, far too much. But we cannot fight just yet. Then why are you here? Are you too eager to die? That eager to die, sorry. I am not at full power. However, you two must learn a harsh truth. A battle will take place any time after this encounter. However, there is one condition that must be met. You must find me. That's it? Those are my terms, yes. But you're here right now. Let's settle this now. Location is important. You impatient punks need to learn to fight better with style. But I've had enough of this boring conversation. I shall depart for the final destination. I shall see you all there. Alon, you're included in that. Toodaloo. Such a strange being. His erratic nature is very disturbing. It's because of this erratic behavior that we must find and eliminate him immediately. But do we have any idea where he is? I don't know. He wouldn't attack the power plant twice. He just wanted the energy there for himself, which is already in his possession. Perhaps we should go back to your place and put together a strategy. I suppose so. Would you two mind going back yourselves? I like to stay down here and think for a little while. Of course, Alon, let's head back again. Head back now, sorry. What am I going to do now? I can't fight that thing without my chandelure. If I can't... Now, some players might be confused about all of that. It's not really a spoiler warning. I'll just say what it is real quick. Remember Madam X, you, Malia, Melanie, Doom timeline, where they talked about overlapping. No two people can be within like the same timeline, so the timeline is currently trying to correct itself. I will leave it at that. Okay, so we'll go on back here. Never in my life would I think I would be in this sort of predicament, but that's the beauty of life. The unexpected always keeps things exciting. Is there something the matter? You look awfully troubled. Are you afraid? No, excuse me, I just have a slight headache is all. We should discuss possible strategies and locations. Yes, we could delve right into that topic, but I'd actually like to diverge a little bit. Could you explain this picture to me? The one in your journal? Oh, that photo. I'm not sure if I should feel bothered by the fact that you went through my journal. Technically, it's my journal too. There's nothing to be done. You've already seen the photograph. This photograph was taken on the day Wispy Tower first opened. We took a picture in front of the theater because the tower was far too crowded with people. Who's the man in the middle there? He's quite handsome. If only you knew. Looks like my tastes were the same back then too. That man was Cyrus, my husband. Husband? I haven't seen him around at all. Is he... Yes, he passed away over a decade now. The boy next to him must interest Alon, I'm sure. That's Gregory, my husband's apprentice. He's also technically my adopted son. I suppose my stepson would be more accurate. When I met Cyrus, he was already with Gregory. I've always tried to be a mother to Gregory, but he always rejected me. I don't know if I could call him an evil child, but he was definitely on the darker side. Did Cyrus do anything about it? I'm not sure. I've definitely told him about the issues, but Cyrus always told me that Gregory wouldn't listen to him because they were not by blood either. I never belittled him. I cannot speak today. I never believed him. I've seen the way Gregory idolizes Cyrus. Wait. Gregory wasn't Cyrus's child either. Cyrus never adopted... I cannot speak today. Cyrus never wanted to delve into the specifics, but he found Gregory at a young age. Now, again, just to tie in the story together real quick. It's not spoilers, so yeah. Go back to the Voidal Chasm, where we did the one side quest with, I forgot his name, but the dude within Sushila Village. All of that kind of like went down. You learn that the Voidal Chasm does weird and interesting things, and if you get lost, then you kind of wander aimlessly forever. Storm 9 happened, probably again because of Indrid creating a bomb and yada yada yada, so that has something to do with him. He's down there looking around. He finds a child, Gregory. Now remember, the reason I brought up the one guy is him, and I think his wife was Helena, if I'm not mistaken, got trapped down there pretty much. He lost her, the village found him, but he had a son, Gregory. Vitus, Indrid, Cyrus is the one that found him. Really cool how you can connect the dots there. But that's about all I know, sorry. I'm sorry, but I would like some time to myself. I would not brought this topic up if I knew the pain behind the photo. I thought it was a happy memory, not a sad one. I suppose things are put on hold for a little while. When Narcissa is ready to confront this issue, we'll pick right back up. Until then, it's all just history. No, that can't be it. I won't just sit around and do nothing. Let us use this opportunity to be productive. Alon, do you know where this Wispy Tower is? I see, so west of here and north of Wispy Path, I think I'm going to take this moment to go and explore the tower. You may join me if you like, I'm going on ahead. So we'll go on over there then. Now I believe a certain someone should be... Is he not around here? I thought Spectre would arrive by now. Maybe he doesn't appear till a little bit later. Oh no, here he is. Okay. For now, though, we won't mess around with Spectre just yet. Let's continue the story here. But we will get into the whole Spectre thing. I don't know if it would be during this, but maybe on one of the more, like, smaller medium quest kind of videos where we, like, do a bunch of them in one episode. So this is Wispy Tower. Yes, it does not take much to realize the amount of pain buried deep within the ground here. Let us proceed. I forgot where she went. Or maybe... Is she up above here? I just want to see just in case. I don't think she is. Yeah, no. She's down here. I think she... Yeah, over here. These books are filled with things I cannot understand. Things dealing with the biology of ghost Pokemon, including some articles about the legendary Pokemon of the Sinnoh region. There are also journals scattered across the place. Have you read them? They're interesting writing pieces. It paints Cyrus to be impulsive. I've already considered the fact that Cyrus may have been hiding things from older me, but reading those journals, it's confirmed my suspicion. There's no way I'd allow myself to allow any of this to continue. Alas, I'm done with this shelf. The other ones weren't as interesting either. However, there was a door that looked particular. Good thing I have my Frillish to help me cross the water. For a moment. That reminds me, Narcissa during our gym battle did not have a Jellicent. There's this door and another door in the main hall that I wasn't able to open. It looks strange, doesn't it? The red colored door is trying to tell us to go away, but that doesn't scare me, not one bit. See this keypad here? It's looking for an input. I found something that may fit the bill in a study. While looking through a book, a paragraph had random letters in red ink. When put together, it spelled Den of Souls. Let's plug it in. Right, Den of Souls it is. Now, okay, now that kind of gets into spoiler territory, but keep in mind that phrase there, Den of Souls. Very interesting. Yes, but that was to be expected, correct? Let us explore. This room, it's completely untouched. How is that possible? Not a speck of dust anywhere. Almost like this room is still being maintained by someone. This computer has a disk inside of it. It's marked with a strange symbol. Let's take a look at this one. It's named Interview. Real quick. Okay, so you can't really read that. But that is like an interesting little like line there, that it's still being maintained. I have a CD-ROM here. Would you like to view it with me? Very well, let us view it. I don't understand why you have to marry her. If you just wanted to build your base here, you should have just wiped the entire town. Sleight of hand, my child, sleight of hand. Do you honestly believe wiping an entire town off the map would be easier? No, that would make things infinitely more difficult. In fact, it would make things impossible. Marrying Narcissa was the correct decision. It's less troublesome. Perhaps for you, but I can't stand living with her. She's inferior. We've done well on our own so far, haven't we? When I found you as a baby all those years ago, I didn't think you'd be this chatty. I only speak when I need to, and right now I get the feeling I need to, but I know you. You're already settled in. You've always been like that, stubborn. Like father, like son. I just hate it when you keep secrets from me. I am your son, it's true, but we're also business partners, yeah? I'm just as important as you in this equation. Laugh all you want, old man. Whatever. Anyway, what are the results of the experiment? Is this place really as we've hoped? It's exceeded my expectations. Exceeded? You're not being a wise guy, right? The amount of spectral energy here is astounding. And the ruins recently dug up north of here have confirmed it. Where we stand used to be the kingdom of Grahova. The kingdom of Gravora, sorry, not Grahova, however you say it. Tomato, it doesn't really matter how I pronounce it. I know I'm getting it wrong either way. The queen residing here was none other than Griselda. A cunning and tactical leader. It's too bad she let her guard down. No one is to be trusted, not even family. Do you understand me, Gregory? See, even that is such an interesting line, and even for him to know that. That's cool. Does that include you? We'll see. Fine. We're in this glorious kingdom, now what? We find Griselda. Once we do, we'll proceed on to step 2. Things are finally getting interesting. This man Cyrus, he's a horrible person. He tricked me into thinking he loved me, just so that he could build this place. He had nothing but evil intentions from the start. I have to tell the older me about this. We need to know the truth. Let's keep looking forward. For a moment. Now, I think in here, that's where we did... Right, we did that one quest in here a long time ago. Okay, so we'll get on out of here. It's already crazy, we're about an hour and 14 minutes in. I know I wanted to do this into 2 parts, but I want to go a little while longer, honestly. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. Right. Back to the home. She should be... Here we go. I've heard enough. I don't want to talk about this anymore. But you have to listen. This is what we found in the depths of the tower. Don't ignore this. You can't ignore this. I know what you're saying is true. I already know. I've known from the moment Alon, Mosley, and I stormed the tower so long ago. I knew our relationship was built on lies. In fact, there was no relationship. It was just me being naive. This is all my fault. It's not your fault, but it is. I fell for everything. He was charming, charismatic, kind, and always knew what to say to make me smile. It was nothing but a game to him, a game that I played and lost. And because of that, we're standing here. Please excuse me. That didn't go so well, Alon. But I understand what's going on and what's already happened. We'll come to our senses eventually. Narcissa just needs time to process. As for the two of us, we need to continue our search for that pesky demon. Let's start by checking around Golden Leaf, perhaps the tower up north. Oh, Narcissa, are you better already? I don't think I'll ever truly recover. However, this isn't the time for me to wallow in my own depression. We have a job to do. Let's end this finally. Of course, glad to know. I'm strong even when I'm older. We have to be strong. No one else can do it for us. Right now about Dew Fox, do you two have any idea how we might be able to track him? Alon spoke about the scientist at the West Giran power plant. Oh, I've forgotten about him. I was so in my own emotions that I didn't even really listen to him. Maybe he does know something about Dew Fox's position now. Alon said he would contact them if he got some sort of lead, so if Alon hasn't heard from him lately, then maybe that isn't the case. But there's no way to contact Alon unless they're in person. Maybe we should pay him a visit. Yes, let's. Are you coming with us, Alon? Go with them. Alrighty. How serendipitous, however you say that word, that you would appear before me today. I was just going to try and contact one of you about our mutual acquaintance and to see that both Narcissas are here and safe as a relief. Yes, we're all here and prepared to finish this once and for all. You said that you were going to contact one of us. That means you must have found something useful. I've been reading the electrical levels all around the region. There are 3 places that are experiencing above normal levels. Where? We'll make our way at those locations right away. One reading I found was on Route 3, but that level's been steadily decreasing over time. That must have been when we encountered him down in Fazil Cave, but he escaped, unfortunately. I see. Therefore, the other location is somewhere underneath Grand Dream City. I have no idea where, but the levels there are off the charts. In fact, it's so powerful that I'm not so sure that this is Dew Fox, but something greater. Even so, we must exhaust all of our options. Now, it is kind of like cool how, again, like they kind of like hint at different things here and there, so yeah, something also to keep in mind as well. Indeed, lastly, somewhere deep in Forlorn Cave Route 9, that's where I ended up after Dew Fox sent me back to the past. Alright then, if that's the case, then I will go to Grand Dream City. Narcy, Alon, I'll leave you to the Route 9. Okay, I will leave that city to you then. When you're done, we should regroup back here. Okay, Alon, let's make our way onto Route 9. Well, it's more likely you'll go and I'll follow. I have no idea how to get there. Good luck, please keep me in touch. Definitely. Thank you for your help, Gabriel. Finally, it took some time, but this place is the place, yes? Forlorn Cavern, I hope this is it. Wait, that thing looks like... Stop, I won't let you escape this time. So we'll go on ahead and follow her in here then. And you pretty much just want to go on over here. We've got this thing cornered now. What? Did that thing just hide itself in that rock? Huh. And of course we'll go on after her. I gotta say, I really like how they redone it. It definitely looks a lot different. We traveled through time, didn't we? The feeling was all too familiar and makes me feel so sick. This must be the place where older me crawled out of. Question is, why would Dewfox drop Narcissa here? And where did that Rotom head off to? Finally, is it even possible to continue any further? Looks like we're completely boxed in. What a bother. But I'm sure there's something we can make use of in here, somewhere. Let's take a look around. It's a safe. That safe. Is there a keypad on it or something? Huh, looks like there is. Not sure why, but something about this safe looks familiar to me. I don't want to look at it anymore. Let's just look at other things. Let's see. I believe there's a switch on one of these boxes if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here we go. There's a lever hidden behind this pile of boxes. Pull the lever. Great job, Alon. I need to get on out of here. Interesting. And again, I really like how they decided to redo the area. It looks really nice. Makes it feel look more like a manor. Mansion, manor. I assume they're both the same. This mansion, it feels familiar to me somehow. Maybe I've seen an illustration in a book somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. For a moment. That sounded like a Rotom. I think it came from behind this door. But it's locked. It looks pretty sturdy too. If only we had a key to the door. So, before we do anything else, I kind of want to... Oh, it's locked, okay. I kind of want to look around real quick. Okay. Okay, so that's there. Okay. So, again, well, let me do this. If only we had a key to the door, we could finally catch that Rotom. So again, this is another spot where it kind of just like leaves you in the dark. But of course, I will show you where you need to go. So, you want to go back to the crystal and go back to your present time. You're going to want to get on out of here. And you know what it also reminds me of? I know we're sidetracking here. Sorry about that. I don't think I actually caught a Lycanroc. I know it's kind of random. I'm sorry, but I believe there should be a Lycanroc here. Am I going crazy? Liepard's not a bad Pokemon, but not what I'm after. Maybe I am going crazy. But I swore there was one here. Motham. I'll just pause. Okay, yeah, I wasn't going crazy. I know it's getting off track, like I mentioned before, but I do want to catch one of these guys before I forget to do so. Pretty much if you want to skip on ahead, that's fine. You can go on to, I believe it's Route 8 that you want to go to. Oops. Okay, let me turn this off. You want to go all the way to Dark Lake Village, not Route 8, sorry. There should be a, well actually, we'll get these guys healed. Oh, right. You no longer really need the Pokemon with Flash or the Mana Buzz. You really shouldn't need them anymore. Right. Nope. There we go. We'll bring you back, you back. There you are. Oh, right, and yes, I did reorganized and redid the PC. I'll go over that at another given point. Okay. So you want to go up here to the manor right here. But I think with that being said and done, since we're about an hour and 25 minutes, I think we'll stop there and have this be part 1. And then the next episode we'll go on through the manor, go through the story, and then get everything done and completed. So yeah, and it looks like, honestly, it might actually reach to the 3-hour point. It might. We'll see, we'll see. But anyways, I think we made a good amount of progress today. So yeah, I love you guys. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you guys in part 2 of the Narcissa's Haunting side quest. So yeah, love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Drink yourselves some water. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.